Here with the DeLorean and gonna jump into this quick coaching video just to talk about how losers are their own worst enemy. When it comes to losers, you just really can't help somebody who is destined to fail in life. You really can't help somebody who is just destined to lose. And the sad thing is, what I've found is a lot of losers have had a lot of enablers throughout their life, right? Usually it's their parents, their friends. A lot of times it's even their girlfriend, right? Their girlfriend, that's probably the worst enabler of them all, right? Where she's just too supportive. She's too afraid to speak up. She's too afraid to say anything to him. And then she becomes an enabler. So, the thing about losers is they are their own worst enemy. And I've dealt with a ton of losers throughout my life where, I tried to see the good in them, right? Because that's just how I am. I try to see the good in people. Until they keep showing me a side of them that is not good. Then it comes to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut this dude off. This dude is a loser and you cannot do anything for him. And you know what? You might even have family members like this. Right? Just because they're your family members doesn't mean that they're genetically wired to win. Right? And the funny thing is, especially with YouTube, okay? Especially with YouTube, nowhere at any point in history have you ever been able to learn from a real life successful person in whatever it is you want to do, right? Whether it's business, fitness, health, love, money, whatever it is, right? Nowhere have you been able to just have a wealth of mentors at your fingertips. Back in my day, when I was growing up, the reason why I got in so much trouble as a youth and I was like going to jail and shit like that was because I didn't really have access to mentors. I didn't have access to role models. I had one role model in my life. That was my brother-in-law, Chris, who was an entrepreneur, right? He was a business owner. He was successful. He was the only one I had access to. Now with YouTube, you have access to just like thousands upon thousands of successful mentors to learn whatever skill you want to learn. And the sad and pathetic thing that so many losers do is they piss it away. They piss it away. They piss on people who can help them. They piss on potential mentors. Why? So they could get their little 2-second dirty high. Get my little 2-second dirty high. I'm going to throw some hate. I'm going to throw some shade at this guy. So my world, my little bubble can stay intact. My reality can stay intact because it's all about me. They're their own worst enemy. Their egos are their own worst enemy because they can't get beyond their egos. They can't push their egos aside long enough to learn from somebody who is doing better than them. Okay, in whatever field that is. Even when it comes to like dating advice. Dude, I've been doing pickup my entire adult life. I've approached tens of thousands of women. I've been out there for 3 decades. I've dated over 350 young, beautiful women. I've coached thousands of men all around the world. I've helped men meet their future wives, literally. These guys have had families because of me. They've never settled. They've got like the cream of the crop type of girls that they wanted to settle with, way above their look scale, right? They were able to get girls, these type of girls, into their lives, marry them, start families, have kids because that's what they wanted. I've helped guys save their marriages, keep their marriages intact because they had kids. I've taught guys who were complete nerds, 30, 40, 50-year-old virgins, finally meet a girl, finally have sex, and live a happy life. I've just coached thousands upon tens of thousands of guys successfully all around the world. I've been doing this myself. I still go out there myself. I'm an infield PUA, right? I go to these venues 4 to 5 times per week. I've dealt with AMOGs my entire life. I've dealt with alpha females, alpha males, you name it. I've just been approaching my entire adult life, right? So you would think that, you know what? Maybe this guy has some knowledge. Maybe this guy knows something that I could use that can help me. Maybe he doesn't know everything, but you know what? He has some knowledge that I could use. And instead of taking advantage of that and being like, hey, let me check out some of his videos. Nope. Your ego gets in the way. Screw this guy. Who is he? What is it? His hair. His shirt. You know, and then, so you could get your little 2-second dirty high. Why? Because you need to keep your reality intact. Oh, God forbid your reality bursts, right? Your little delusional bubble of a life bursts. And then you wake up and realize that, hey, you're failing at life. Your romantic life is failing. Your financial life is failing. God forbid, right? So no, let me get my little 2-second dirty high. Keep my ego intact. Because that's what's more important is my ego. Gotta keep my ego intact. And then you lose the opportunity to learn from this guy because you make some smart ass comments and then the guy ends up blocking you, right? He ends up blocking you. This is something a lot of YouTubers don't admit. A lot of YouTubers that have successful channels, they have people filter these comments. If you make like just one too many smart ass comments, you throw shade one too many times, it's like, screw this guy, just block you. You know, it's not because they're scared. It's not like, oh, I can't take criticism. Look at him, this pussy, he can't take criticism. No, you know what it is? It's a time management tool. You know how I know? Because I'm on that side of the fence now. I'm on that side of the fence. I've worked with other YouTubers. I have an entrepreneurs group in Los Angeles. We have 1,500 members, and we have some very successful dudes in that program. We have plenty of guys who have YouTube channels, successful YouTube channels, and they all say the same thing. It's a time management tool. It's like, once this person just keeps on hating and throwing shade, you don't have time to go back and forth with this guy, right? You have a successful business to run. You're making 7 figures a year. You're living the life. You're traveling the world. You're mentoring thousands of people all around the world. You have a busy ass schedule. Okay? You do not have time to go to YouTube comments and just keep responding to some hater or some troll or some guy with a big ego that just can't get over himself because he doesn't like the topic that you did. You just don't have time for that. It gets to a point where you're just like, yeah, just block this guy. We don't have time for that. Because you get so many people, like 99% of the people who subscribe to you, love you, want to listen to you, want to learn from you, want to buy your products. They want to buy your shit. They want to hire you for coaching. They want to go out with you, right? They want to meet you. They want to bring you in their network. They just want to connect with other high value dudes. That's who these guys, including myself, end up spending our time on. We don't waste our time on people who are just going to sit there and be like, it's like, okay, well, okay, good luck with you and your ego. Have a nice life. I've got other guys who want to be coached and who want to learn. It's kind of like running a classroom and you have that one class clown. It just comes to a point where you just get rid of the class clown, right? I know because my mother was a teacher in the San Francisco Unified School District for 35 years. And I remember growing up as a kid, it was hilarious how my mom would always be like, there's always one. There's always one every semester. And sure enough, like this 35-year span, she was right. I was like, there's always one disruptive idiot in the class who just is a narcissist, needs to take all the attention for himself, takes the focus away from everybody else. And you know, it's funny for a little while, then it gets old. It gets old really fast, and then you got to get the kid out of there. It's hilarious because when I was younger, I would like cheer that person on. Then I got more mature. I was like, yeah, it's kind of annoying, right? It seems like every semester you get one of these kids. And it's really no different. Like, being a mentor and teaching guys, and especially being on YouTube, there's always, you don't just get one, you get, you know, at least a good dozen of them depending on how many subscribers you have. Luckily, I don't really get too many of them very often, but when I do, they're like super egotistical, super narcissistic, super self-centered, super self-absorbed, and they constantly self-project. They can't see their own narcissism. They constantly self-project. Funny, I just did a video about narcissists, and I did a video about narcissists, calling them out, and of course, like 1 or 2 narcissists actually came on the video and was like, nope, no, I'm not the narcissist, you are. And it's like, dude, you're hiding behind a fake YouTube profile and a faceless account. What are you talking about? Oh, you are. You know, it's so pathetic that like these guys, losers, just can't push their ego aside long enough to learn from somebody who is doing better than them. The reason why I became successful in life, the reason why I became successful in my career, in my finances, in my life in general, is because I always pushed my ego aside. I've always checked my ego to learn from another guy, even if I didn't even like the guy that much. I mean, there are some mentors that I had growing up that I found after my brother-in-law that I didn't really care for their personality. They weren't anybody that I'd probably like hang out with on a friendly level, but they had knowledge. They had information that I wanted to learn. They knew something I didn't. and I wanted to learn from them. So you know what I did? I pushed my fragile little ego aside to learn from them. Sure, there were times they took shots at me for, I don't know, whatever reason, right? Might have been like, oh, like scrubbed my hair, whatever, kind of amogged a little bit. And you know what? I was like, all right. You know, I just took it in stride. I didn't have an ego about it because I wanted to learn. I don't let my ego get in the way of me learning so that I can go out there and become successful and crush it and win and live the life. Okay? And now I'm living the life. I'm living the dream. I have everything I've ever wanted. I got this beautiful DeLorean. I actually went Lamborghini shopping today. Dating half a dozen beautiful women. I'm like taking trips left and right. I disappear for weeks at a time, sometimes months at a time, just because I could run my business from my laptop. I don't have to be anywhere in particular. I've just been blessed, right? I've been blessed because I found mentors. And I'm not saying I'm blessed because I necessarily found those mentors. I think I'm more blessed because God gave me the ability to push my ego aside when I needed to. When I needed to learn from somebody. And that's the biggest point I want to drive home with this coaching video is like, you know, especially being on YouTube, you have successful mentors you can learn from, world famous dating coaches, pickup artists, self-made millionaires. You could learn to just become bigger than what you ever thought you could be. And instead of actually learning from these guys and taking advantage of that fact, and it's freaking free to subscribe to somebody's channel, it doesn't cost a dime. Back in the day, back in the 90s, man, or 80s, 90s, even the early 2000s, before YouTube, you'd have to pay these guys thousands of dollars just for like an hour of their time. Now you could just subscribe their channel. They're willing to give you this knowledge for free. And if you're nice enough and you keep dropping comments and you're positive, you're constructive, you're like genuinely wanting to learn, they will respond to you at some point. Right? They will respond to you. But if you're sitting there like, oh, that stupid shirt. Oh, I hate your DeLorean. I hate it. Oh, ugly. I don't like it. Oh, you know, my car's way better. It's faster. You know, and you just keep saying dumb shit. They're just going to be like, okay, whatever. You know, it's not even personal. The funny thing is like, when somebody blocks you, they're not even taking it personal. You're taking it personal. You're taking it personal because you're the one with the ego. You're the one hating. So after the person blocks you, that's when you go around like, he blocked me. Couldn't take it. And it's like, no, you dumb loser. That person has a life. That person is successful. They just don't have time to deal with your petty ass. So they just leave you alone to rot in your corner and to think that you've won. When really you've lost. You've lost. Because now, this guy's not going to help you. And usually if you want to learn something from him, like they network with other people in their field, just like I network with other pickup artists, other dating coaches. And when word gets out, like, this dude, he's just a hater. This dude, all he's going to do is throw shade. This dude, he's toxic. Oh, he's just a piece of garbage. Oh, block him. You know, I've had other dating coaches be like, hey, have you ever gotten messages or comments from this guy? I'm like, oh, yeah, I know that. And then the word gets out, right? Now nobody wants to help you. Do you understand that? Nobody wants to help you. And what does all this come back to? It comes back to your dumb ego, your big ego, right? And usually the people with big egos, sad to say, people with big egos have no reason to have a big ego, right? It's true. People with big egos have no reason to have a big ego. Different story. You know, if you're crushing in life and you're successful and you're living the life that most people want and you worked hard for it, you have a right to boast every once in a while if you want to, right? You have a right to do that. But most people with ego have not accomplished jack shit. They're like bullshitting themselves, looking at somebody who's 10 times more successful than them, going, oh, if I wanted to, I could do that. Oh, if I wanted to, I could accomplish that. Oh, if I want, it's like, dude, you're 35 years old. You're 40 years old. You're 60 years old. Why haven't you done it then? Why? Oh, I don't need to prove myself. I don't need to. I'm secure with myself. Whatever bullshit you feed yourself, right? And you become your own worst enemy, right? The thing about losers is, again, they are destined to fail. They'll never make anything of their lives. They'll never succeed in life. And if you're a winner, if you're a champion, if you're a competitor, you want to separate yourself from these people. You got to draw the line. You got to make an executive decision, especially if they're friends in your life, right? They're friends that you've known your entire life. You got to make that executive decision. You got to let them go because all they're going to do is drag you down. And behind every loser, every hater, The thing that fuels them, right? Every narcissist too, by the way, the thing that fuels these people at the end of the day, is plain old envy and jealousy. That is what it all comes down to, son. Plain old envy and jealousy. And you know what? I've coached thousands of guys since the 90s. Not even just in pickup and game, but male self-development. I've coached thousands of guys, read thousands of books on, psychology, narcissism, hater psychology and all that. And you know what I found? Out of all those books I've read and the thousands of guys I've coached all around the world, I found out it comes down to just that. Envy and jealousy. Their ego cannot take the fact that somebody is more successful than they are. And instead of trying to help themselves and learn to be better, they rather just stay in this delusional bullshit world where they tell themselves how great they are and how badass they are and how they're kicking ass when there's not a shred of proof in their life to support that. Okay? There's not a shred of proof in their lives to support that. Losers, they're their own worst enemy. You can't help them. Neither should you. Okay? Neither should you. And with that said, I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. Okay? I'm going to wrap it up here. Arm's getting tired. So until next time, this is Matt Cross from Alpha Male Secrets, signing out from my garage, here with my DeLorean. No bookshelves yet, guys. No bookshelves. But I'm going to sign out here. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also, hit that notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. They don't like to promote stuff like this that helps guys. So I need your help to help me promote this stuff by subscribing to my channel. Okay, it's free, doesn't cost anything. Hit that subscribe button, baby. Do it. Do it now, son. And for you guys who want to support my work and all of this red pill, gold pill, and platinum pill content, specifically for men, even further, the best way to do that is by becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube, and that is to protect my content from YouTube in the event they shut us down one day, which they might, right? But if you're one of my premium subscribers on my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, you will always have access to all of my premium Alpha Male Secrets content. And right now, it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male content from me. So take advantage of it, okay? Take advantage of it. All you need to do is click that link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. Look at this thing, how beautiful it is. It's gorgeous. This is the stuff you get when you push your ego aside. You get stainless steel DeLoreans. And beautiful women. And high value friends. And the ability to travel whenever you want. And eat in the best restaurants. And your folks will be proud of you. All this stuff, just push your ego aside. Push that little ego aside.